So many of us have tried to show you, including Madonna. You may look at her and think, which, and maybe she is. Boy, I gotta be honest, when I think about how long ago she did this video, I don't know how we've been sleeping this long for real. So, Madonna, many of them. Why is that then? Well, according to the faith, there is only one true Madonna and the rest are types. They're sentimental. The sentiment being that only life, in whatever form, can only come through her. The unseen becoming real, connecting to the other side, the immaterial becoming material. Now, which one of you could see who this is in this picture? And obviously, we are in a church. So she kneels. And who does she pray to? See, it's all symbolism if you pay attention. Why roses? Who's that associated with in the Bible? Some of you, I'm sure you know already. You know what's sad to me? That you cannot see that some of us in particular keep giving the holy wood power. That holy wood is the reason why Hollywood has the power. And the church is the power and is the law. But still you cannot see that it's you that gives them the power. Look. The stars, the sun and the moon, the crescent moon associated with Madonna. Really? Why? But when we show you these things, it's like you don't want to be free. You don't want to let go of the roses. I don't know what to say about Madonna now reflecting on this, whether she was trying to do the right thing and maybe she's just got taken over with the Hollywood. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe she got caught up in that dance they do. Do you know Madonna is associated with a dance? See, Jesus left the church a long time ago. This Jesus did anyway. And you'll be offended at me saying that. I'm telling you, by the time I finish these videos, you're going to understand. And when he left with this mark on him. Now, he unalived somebody, and both faiths that claim him all telling porcupines about the reason why. The truth is he left one faith for another. And as per usual, who is preaching the gospel? Because there is a face of the gospel and then there's people behind it. But through who did they get the power? And who gets the short end of the stick? But you refuse to see it. Because despite what you've become, it's in your nature to do the right thing. See, Hollywood is a stage. And you won't believe me if I tell you the church is behind it. Salvian, a father of the church, said, "Could it be, as the pagans said, because the age had forgotten its old gods, or was it, as the semi-pagan creed of some Christians taught, that God did not constantly overrule the world he had created? The misery of the Roman world is all due to the neglect of God's commandments and terrible sins of every class of society. The rich being worse, it is their harshness and greed that drive the poor to join the beggared and fly for shelter to the barbarian invaders. Everywhere the taxes are heaped upon the needy. The great towns are wholly given up to the abominations of the circus and the theatre." Please tell me, who were the old gods? How can there be new and old gods? I thought God was God. See, honestly, truly, I get why you wouldn't want to hear this from Madonna. But if the Christ that you say you love was crucified on that cross, why would you be offended that it's burning? Once again from Salvian. Of the decline of the Roman Empire, successive invasions and settlements of the barbarian tribes had ended Rome's claim to rule the world. The world seemed to be dying of old age, and the empire with it. The natural tendency to glorify the past was intensified by the poignant wretchedness of the present. And grave doubts arose in the minds of faithful Christians. The very people who, as pagans, conquered and ruled the world are being conquered and enslaved now that they have become Christians. And through the power of this one mother and her son, they sing and they dance. Do you know, what that dance is about that I spoke about earlier. The dance of death expressed in poetry, music, and visual arts of Western Europe, mainly in the Middle Ages. Rankings of Pope, Emperor, Child, Clerk, and Hermit, of the living and the dead, leading them to the grave, because the Black Death was the Black Death. But you just keep giving them your power. They pray through your mother, but you just keep giving them your power. See, this Jesus is a claim to their lineage. Through his mother, he gives their mother's life, Madonna. Through him, they attain from his mother. And this is where the little more will pipe up and say, but we said he was not the Son of God. And they're right, because if you go here and you read it properly, what he is a slave, and you're all proud, clapping and singing, but the little more knows why. But the little more was the one that helped them part the Red Sea. They allowed them to come over to India when you're from Spain. We haven't forgotten the evasions, the Ottoman or the 8th man, the little more. It's all symbolic. Madonna from Italy. Come on, we can see. Lest we forget Ferdinand from Italy. Oh, you conveniently forgot this monument and that these black Africans are from Italy. But you want more to worship a little more. When they are the Afri, the Aya, the Indian, the Kan, the Asian, the black African. See, David changed his name, but he didn't know himself, did he? But you know. Now this is a very pinnacle situation where Muhammad XII had to give over the keys and land to Isabella and Ferdinand. Now, these guys were classed as royalty or concubines' children and are mixed race as well, believe it or not. Well, I've shown you now, so denying it makes no sense. But due to this caste system, it created a lot of problems. See, they needed David or Musa, but they don't explain why. They don't explain why his people didn't listen to him and continued to worship the cow. They don't say that they used him as a messenger. Remember, he didn't know who he was. He was young. He was impressionable. He thought that he was the Son of God, but he wasn't. He was a slave. But if he, a full African, could convince his people and take on another man's religion while they take his, then they could consume the darkness. But I am the darkness and I can see. I do comprehend it. See, when you became a Christian, you had to follow the new law, the natural law. When you took on that religion, you became part of that caste system. So now you serve the Lord in the age of enlightenment. And so, dear Christian and Muslim, wouldn't you be illuminated? See, the holy wood is the cross that they put Jesus upon, the cross being the religion that you took on, the religion of the extrusion. Montserrat is not in the Caribbean. They lie. See, everyone but you knows it. They all know it. How is Madonna linked to the catacombs, the caves with skulls in, where they pray? Come on. Then you want to call Orlando mentally unstable because he tells you he knows who he is, while you push the gospel, this gospel, a religion of lightning and animal gods, a fake Egypt which you claim is yours because you're sleeping while you say people like us are crazy. Okay. Riddle me this. What did she name her son? Riddle me where wood comes from. Riddle me what tree it is. Wasn't it from Italy? But you love your Christianity. Love being little musses in the making. Yet they pray to your mother, Madonna. This one I got bust up your bumper, Clizzy. It's the fact that you think you're awake.